itself. Flowing for over 6,600 kilometers, it is the world's longest river, a ribbon of water threading through deserts and savannas, shaping the destiny of civilizations. Its waters have witnessed the rise and fall of pharaohs, the birth of legends, and the daily rhythms of countless communities. It carves a path through 11 nations, nourishing empires and sustaining generations. Along its banks, cities have flourished, and fields have blossomed in lands that would otherwise be barren. The Nile is not just a river, it is the lifeblood of an entire region. More than 250 million people depend on its flow, from fishermen casting their nets at dawn to farmers tending crops at dusk. The Nile supports livelihoods, traditions, and dreams. Its waters are woven into the fabric of daily life. But today, the river is a source of dangerous division. Tensions simmer as countries upstream and downstream vie for control, each fearing for their future. A geopolitical storm is brewing, pitting national ambitions against existential fears. The stakes are high, and the consequences could ripple far beyond the riverbanks. The dispute is about more than water or electricity. It's about survival and sovereignty. For millions, the Nile is the difference between hope and hardship, between prosperity and peril. At the heart of this conflict, a colossal dam, seen as progress by some, catastrophe by others. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam stands as a symbol of ambition, but also of anxiety. This is the Nile Gambit, a high-stakes chess match of history, hydrology, and diplomacy. Every move is watched, every decision carries weight, as leaders try to balance national pride with regional stability. With the dam complete and its reservoir filling, the moment of truth is here. The world watches as the waters rise, wondering what the future holds for those who call the Nile home. The decisions made now will shape the future of Northeast Africa and set a precedent for managing shared resources across a changing continent. The Nile's story is far from over, and its next chapter is being written today. For Egypt, the Nile is everything, its lifeline, its history, its future. The river has shaped Egyptian civilization for thousands of years, nourishing the land and inspiring legends. From the ancient pharaohs to modern cities, the Nile's steady flow has been the thread connecting generations, sustaining life in a land of desert and sun. Over 95% of Egyptians live along its banks. The river irrigates farms, quenches cities, and powers the economy. Without the Nile, Egypt as we know it would not exist. Every drop is precious, supporting millions of lives and livelihoods, from bustling metropolises to quiet rural villages. Colonial-era treaties gave Egypt and Sudan the lion's share of the Nile, excluding Ethiopia. These agreements, written by foreign powers, set the rules for who could use the river, often ignoring the needs and voices of upstream nations. Any threat to this arrangement is seen as a threat to Egypt's very existence. The fear of losing water is deeply rooted, fueling anxiety and fierce national debate whenever the river's flow is in question. For Ethiopia, the Nile is a future long denied, a river whose power has flowed away, while its people remain in poverty. Generations have watched the river pass by, unable to harness its full potential for their own development and well-being. Ethiopia sees the old agreements as colonial relics, and the river as a sovereign resource to unlock prosperity. The construction of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is a symbol of hope, ambition, and a new chapter for millions. The narrative in Ethiopia is one of reclaiming destiny and correcting historical injustice. For many, it's about finally having a say in their own future and using the Nile to lift communities out of hardship. For both nations, the Nile is not just water, it's identity, pride, and survival. The river's story is one of hope and tension, of dreams and fears, binding two peoples together even as it pulls them apart. Ethiopia's ambition takes shape in the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD. Built on the Blue Nile, GERD is Africa's largest hydroelectric project, designed to generate over 6,000 megawatts of power. Financed by Ethiopians at home and abroad, the dam is a symbol of unity and hope. For millions, GERD promises electricity, industry, and a path out of poverty. Ethiopia aims to become a regional energy hub, exporting power and boosting its influence. The dam's completion in 2025 was a moment of national pride and a declaration of sovereignty. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed insists Ethiopia's right to develop is non-negotiable. For Ethiopia, GERD is the key to a brighter future. In Egypt, GERD is seen not as progress, but as an existential threat. Egypt's survival depends on the Nile. Any reduction in flow could devastate agriculture and water supplies. Cairo demands a binding agreement on dam operations, especially during droughts. Ethiopia's refusal to guarantee water releases is viewed as reckless and dangerous. Failed negotiations and deep distrust have turned a technical dispute into a geopolitical crisis. Egypt's leaders warn that all options are on the table to protect their water security. The Nile's fate has become a matter of national survival and regional stability. Sudan stands between Egypt and Ethiopia, caught in a precarious balancing act. The dam could end destructive floods and provide cheap electricity, but also poses grave risks if not managed cooperatively. Sudan's own Roseris Dam lies just downstream. Uncoordinated releases from Gilad could be catastrophic. Political turmoil has pushed Sudan closer to Egypt, but it cannot afford to alienate Ethiopia. Sudan's position highlights the complex web of dependencies in the Nile basin. Cooperation could bring immense benefits, missteps could be disastrous. For Sudan, GERD is both promise and peril. Navigating this crisis requires delicate diplomacy amid regional and domestic instability. The Nile Gambit is about more than a river. It's a test for Africa's future, a crossroads where history, politics, and the hopes of millions converge. The choices made here will echo for generations, shaping not just the fate of the Nile, but the destiny of an entire continent. As populations grow and climate change bites, disputes over shared water will only intensify. The Nile, lifeblood for over 300 million people, is under unprecedented pressure. Every drop is precious, and every decision carries weight for farmers, families, and future generations. The Egypt-Ethiopia standoff is a warning. Will Africa choose cooperation or conflict? The world is watching as these nations stand at a pivotal moment, their actions setting an example for all who share resources. War would be catastrophic, destabilizing the region and shattering hopes for unity. The cost would be measured not just in lives lost, but in broken dreams and lost opportunities for millions. Yet, a binding agreement could turn the dam into a catalyst for integration and shared prosperity. With trust and vision, the Nile could become a symbol of what Africa can achieve together. Ethiopia could guarantee water flows, ensuring that downstream nations have the lifeline they depend on, even in times of drought. Egypt and Sudan could buy electricity, creating interdependence and new opportunities for economic growth, lighting up homes, and powering industries across borders. The Nile could unite, not divide. Shared resources can foster understanding, build trust, and inspire a new era of Pan-African cooperation. This moment calls for visionary leadership and a commitment to peace. It demands courage to look beyond borders and see the bigger picture. The question remains, can the nations of the Nile write a new story, one of cooperation, not conflict? The answer will shape the future of Africa, and perhaps inspire the world.